right, everybody, welcome to the Kickback Project.
Hey. Oh.
Yes. Yo, okay, so this is episode 13 of the Kickback Project. We're moving, we're living. This episode is titled, You Don't Have to Call. It's okay, girl. Guys, that song's a bop. By Usher. If you don't know the song, it's
Usher,
one of our favorite songs. This is our nightlife episode, where we're talking about going out. We're talking about love in the club. We're talking about crying in the club.
It's another Usher reference.
Hold on. Yes, thank you. I didn't think anybody was gonna get it. I'm coming with the references. But today is a very special day because we have a guest. Ooh. The studio audience is going crazy.
Sound effects we need to really stop. We need to stop setting up for sound effects we don't have and stop doing them ourselves.
We would like to welcome our guest, Ron Coleman, aka DJ Arie Cole. Give it up for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And also, just to clarify, I'm sorry. My name is just Arie Cole.
Oh.
Yeah.
He said just like.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
he said what I am is a DJ, but what my name is Arie Cole.
Yeah, no, I just do that. I do that because I want to get into production, and so while I do DJ, I do a little bit more than that, and so that's why I just leave the DJ off and just go Arie Cole.
He's multi-dimensional.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like Avicii. So
Okay.
Nice.
Well, tell us a little bit more about like what you do. What are your goals? What are you all about?
Yeah, so what I do is I DJ. I have 2 residencies. I DJ at Umami in Lawrenceville every Friday and Brillo Box once a month. Brillo Box is also in Lawrenceville. I curate music. I party rock. I tell people what's whack and what's not. And the goal is to do this full time one day. So
Yes.
I think I'm getting close. So
You are.
yeah.
For anybody who's listening, who's ever been to Slappers and Bangers, which is like a monthly dope event at Brillo Box in Lawrenceville, this is your DJ. He's the man. He gets it popping. The room is a room and it's packed and the people are jumping. We're so lucky to have you. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Our nightlife episode. So I guess we're going to talk a little bit about partying, you know? We're going to talk about like partying. What was it like? What was it like before college? What was it like during college? And what's it like now post-college? All of us are post-college, and just kind of work our way through. All right. So
I hope that we're excited enough. You know, we're in the room with a professional. You know, if we're boring, you know.
I'm a professional DJ, not a professional partier.
Yeah. So we're all.
That is a job, though.
Yeah, when I'm not working, I'm asleep.
I felt that. All right. So, were you guys partying before you went to college? Because I know I wasn't.
Moderately. I mean, with moderation. I mean, I think it's tough as like when you're before 21, the opportunities aren't there. You know, like if I just had like a boring life, you know, but other people in my school, like they seeked it out, and I think it also depends on like your situation at home. Like if you if you have strict parents, you're not doing nothing. Like you're done. But if you are like going out and you're figuring out yourself, you will find those opportunities, basically. So for me, it was like sometimes, you know, nothing too crazy.
I feel like the people who partied in high school also peaked in high school.
Yeah.
Shots.
Ooh.
I know.
What a take.
Javon goes, well, I partied in high school. No, but like I remember the people who like I saw who were like super popular. They were all in like the same friend group. They all of them partied together, and they were doing more than just like partying. Like they were drinking, they were doing drugs, and I didn't know what was happening while I was in school. But looking back on it, you're like, where are y'all getting that stuff from? Like, how are y'all doing? Whose house were y'all at?
Yeah.
Like, you're in high school. And so it's just like but like those people I used to think were popping. And now, like, that we're all, like, so far away. Like, we're 5, 6, 7 years out from high school. I'm like, y'all aren't nothing. Like, y'all really
5,
aren't
6,
that,
7
like...
years. Whoa, I graduated in 06.
You're 6. You're 6 years out.
Yes.
I'm 7 years out. our resident 30 and older is on.
My 10-year anniversary. Yeah, well, I graduated 06, so.
Woof.
Yeah,
we're old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, in that case, so what was different for you guys that you think might be different today?
Well, I didn't party in high school. Like I was like the kid that was cool with everybody, but I didn't really hang out with everybody outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like the school I went to, there weren't tons of parties, just because. So I went to Peabody, which doesn't exist anymore. But I always felt like,
Wow.
I always felt like East Liberty is like the center of like every hood. Like you got to go through East Liberty to get to the hoods, and so like there was just a lot of people who didn't get along because of where they were from. And so it was kind of hard to party in that sense. Like you had to just
less party and more fight.
like there's a Garfield party or a Larmer party, but they're not like crossing and stuff. So it just wasn't a huge thing, but it also just wasn't something that I was trying to get into. So
See, I partied a lot. Come to think of it. Yeah. Well, it's wild. So all right. So
I retract my statement about people peaking in high school. You know?
maybe I have peaked and I don't know it.
No, because you were popping in college. But we'll talk about that.
I was okay, but we used to party just about everywhere. Like someone might have a basement. I remember going to a basement party or two. I remember there was a girl with cool parents who she would throw a party at this firehouse every year. You know, you can rent like the
like an event.
Yeah, and people would go, they would dance. It was like, it was dope. There was another party. There were lots of opportunities when I like really think back at it, and they were fun. And I had my really good friend got his license like as soon as he turned 16.
Oh, okay.
And that's the key. Everyone needs that friend.
Is.
That's the thing.
Yeah, if you're not that friend, you need that friend. And I surely was not the friend because I didn't get my license till very late.
Yeah. All my friends got licensed once we were in school, in college. Like it was.
Yeah, but he got it. He got a car, and so we were figuring out the moves. And
that's the thing is it only takes one car and one licensed person. It's like we're going. Like, shove 5 people in there. Like
True. That was the days when seatbelts didn't matter. People would just cram into a car. A 16-year-old cram people. But that's what we would do, and we would go to party, and it was a lot of fun. You had to be careful navigating those parties sometimes, because sometimes us being from the suburbs, we would just, look for stuff, and we'd go and we'd have fun. But as soon as Nuck If You Buck came on, it was time to look both ways.
You really partied in a serious era, because Nuck If You Buck was like a memory for me. Like it was like a middle school memory.
I will say anyone that can remember partying in Nuck If You Buck is a real. They were in the live parties.
There's a time where there were like 3 songs. There was 3 songs that would start fights, and there was the Supreme Leader. That was Nuck If You. The first song was Bia Could Start a Fight.
Yes.
Bia. Where you at? That's a
C Murder at those other ends could start a fight. But then Nuck If You Buck surely started a fight.
You just bought me back.
This is good information for you when you're doing like a set though. It's like, don't put that on.
Well, now
but even though those songs could start a fight, they also were the songs that got everybody.
That's why
hyped.
they started fights. It's because they were hyped though. Yeah.
Well, they started fights because you can't dance to that song and not bump into everybody on the floor.
Crime Mob.
Yeah.
Crime Mob was releasing the box, and so it's so like, oh, you can't play this because you know it's gonna start a fight. But Crime Mob was releasing the hits.
Well, and now it's nostalgic. Now people don't fight. People don't really fight the Nuck If You Buck now. Like I've done transitions where it's Mo Bamba, and then that ding ding ding, that part of Nuck If You Buck goes really well. So you let like I'm gonna put these DJs on some real quick.
Yeah, I know. All
this is your money. This is your money.
No, it's okay, because this transition is so dope that you can know it's coming, and it's wild. Yeah. So you go, Sheck West will be like,
right.
And as soon as he comes back rapping again, you bring in that ding ding.
That would set me off.
Yeah. Minds explode.
That is a great meeting. Mo Bamba is the perfect pairing. I like that.
Mo Bamba's canceled now.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Let's wait till the the case is done.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back. I think the only parties that I've ever been to in high school were like cast parties.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. Like if you're a theater kid, like that's when they got together. Was the cast
so
party?
the Nuck If You Buck in his school was,
Was like
late
Wicked.
late
Was
meds
low-
or something.
it was
West Side
Rent.
Story, just running around
No. The theater
Jets and the
Mobamba is La Vie Boheme from Rent.
They're
I'm
just,
so
they're
mad
just
at
in the
that.
party and they're
I'm
like,
really mad.
DJ's like, brr, brr, brr. All right, guys, 525,600. Let's go.
That's not the song. Oh my god, I hate you, dude. Oh man. All right. So after we get done making fun of my high school life, how did that change? How did partying change when you guys went to college?
Change where we went to college?
When you went to
When?
college, like
So,
what was
yeah.
When
partying
I
like?
was in college, Nuck If You Buck was still the fight song.
Yeah.
Except people didn't fight as much because
Didn't
you
you
get
go to
kicked out
Slippery
Yeah.
Rock?
for a little bit.
Y'all was fighting.
But the Slippery Rock parties,
was-
well, people don't fight because you get kicked out. Like, so there's too much money on the line. But it was still like the get the party popping song. But that's also, where I was introduced to just like no rules. Like if a girl's on the
Yeah.
dance floor, you just walk up and start dancing and it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Which was a dope era, but I understand why it had to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally
And-
every guy in
What is this
2007
era?
is
Tell us
So-
more about this era
This is
that
the
we
era,
missed.
and this is the era when I was in high school too. If a girl was dancing, like this is back when people were at parties to dance. Like,
Yeah.
Which is not a thing
yeah.
anymore.
yeah, it depends on the party.
Depends
it has
on
to be
the
the right
people, like,
party,
yeah,
the right
yeah.
people, the right party.
Because slappers and bangers be popping.
Yeah. Yeah.
People rage, they dance.
Mhm.
All right, so what would happen is if a girl was dancing, you could just walk up and dance with them. The thing that would happen was if you were ugly or if they didn't want to dance, they would look back
Mm-hmm.
and they would see who it was and they would stop. And what I think is a lot of dudes could not take that embarrassment.
Can't.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I know what it's
I think
rejection.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
why they
It's
started making
rejection.
sure the lights were out. Just give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah,
In
it's
between
wild.
the strobes, looking back.
but that was the era. Like, and
Yeah.
you do that now, it's like that's
The only
not-
difference is like
Yeah.
house parties. Because
Yeah.
like college house
Well,
parties, the room's so small it just doesn't matter. You're dancing
Yeah.
with everybody.
You kind of see that culture change where it's like some people, like you said, if you're at the right party with the right people, you will dance and you will do these like classic things that are just fun. But if it's the wrong people, the wrong crowd, you might encounter something that isn't fun at all. And like I think that's something that I saw was like when I went to school and I was like, oh, I'm at a party. Like we're gonna do party stuff. It's like, well, no, actually, most people are here just to look cool
Mhm.
and to take a picture and then leave at
Yeah.
leave whenever or show
And
up
go
at
to the
11.
bar.
Yeah, show up at 11 and leave at 11:45 after they take a picture and go. I'm like, okay, this isn't what I imagined at all.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
know,
Instagram era.
that's why I don't
Yeah.
really like. That's why I don't really like
Instagram
clubs.
era is a real thing.
A lot of clubs, especially in Pittsburgh, and a lot of clubs just everywhere are just mostly to take pictures or video to show you're there.
And and I think that's unfortunately or fortunately, that's the majority of people now. And like you see that in how certain clubs are advertised. They'll say like, oh, this is a theme night, or like even like the ad will encourage you to come ready to have fun. Have fun. But it's like, it's just a culture shift, I think, and it just like shifted because nightlife is an attractive like Instagram thing. It's like you get an outfit on and you want to take the picture and you want it to be seen out, but you don't actually have to dance. You don't actually have to
Yeah,
put effort into it.
I want to talk a little bit more about this, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about like, what is clubbing like now? What was it like after you turned 21? What, like your later years, things like that, and just what is nightlife now? So yeah, we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back and better than ever. We are still joined by Ron Coleman, aka Arie Cole.
What up?
One of the greatest DJs in Pittsburgh. He's a goat. We have a living goat in the room. So
icon living.
yes. So when we left, we were talking about like college and how like people showed up places, take pictures, leave. What was the difference before you turned 21 and after you turned 21? What was college partying like for you guys?
I think so. In my case, before I was 21, it was it was just a lot of like on the low stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in college, like we'll get together. Like, I mean, I didn't drink before I was 21, but like friends would get together and pregame like in the room before we hit the parties because we're all too young. But then once you're 21, it's just no one cares. Like you're just out doing whatever, which I would say is probably low key. It's worse because you're out in public and you know it's legal. So like you're just doing whatever at that point and getting drinks wherever. And I don't know. I think it's just all about knowing who you are and what you can take and being careful. Because before I was 21, I saw so many people lose their licenses before they even got them.
Oof.
Like, and I don't think kids know that can happen. But like, you get caught drunk and you're underage, you are losing stuff.
Oh yeah, people used to get caught. And Edinburgh, it was
Edinburgh was trash.
Yeah,
That's like period, point blank. Like
them police and the RAs, they were Elmer Fudd's. They were hunting. I was an RA. I wasn't hunting. I was one of the RAs that was like, you do it. Just don't put me in a position to have to do my job. I was that person.
I like that.
Edinburgh Res Life is looking for a way to go back in time to fire on. Like they're like
they probably should. But yeah, no, partying, I guess it was different because I went to Edinburgh when they were still throwing parties on campus. And so there were parties on campus. That changed because of the there was like a shooting at a Duquesne party, and it changed everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So after that, the lawmakers, everybody went in, school board, they went in, they changed that real quick.
Yeah.
But then we had Water Street, and so if anybody from Edinburgh is listening, they know about Water Street and the parties that used to go down there. It was so dope.
There's always that one. There's always that
lived
one
out Water
college.
Street. For us, it was like the athletes were at Water Street, and they were like,
it was just a guy from Philly, and I know his name. I don't know if he would want me to put
Will Smith.
Yeah, I don't know if he would want me to put his name out there, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, alias Will Smith.
But but the right people listening know that it was a dude from Philly, and he would throw the Water Street party. He would put out the one text. And then everybody would know.
Yeah. That's the weird thing that changed. And I think you brought it up too, Javon. It was like pre-21, there's dimensions of fun and danger, like there. And then post-21, they shift. And it's like, this is weird in a different way. It's like, at first, like, you're going to someone's house and like, that's fun in a way. And then there's other things at risk there. And then turning 21, you're out in a bar and like, that's safe in a way, but also like you're, it's legal. So you said you're out in public and all that. So it's like, I think it really does come down to like who you are. Like I saw that change like in my friends where it's like, okay, pre-21, drinking was just a thing where it's like, oh cool, we're under 21. This is so sweet. But it's like after 21, everyone made their decision. It's like, and for some people it was like they like to drink, and some people that I knew that drank a lot under 21 stopped after 21. Right. You can't get them out anymore, and it's like you have to come up with that decision basically.
I think I've always enjoyed a house party. Always. I will, even to this day, I think I would choose a house party over like going out. But before I turned 21, I was always like, there's
nowhere to sit.
I don't know what house party. I was VIP at house parties, so I could always go to like the living room and chill, and like after somebody's bedroom.
I was a kitchen guy.
When I was in college, the house party was the living room. That was the sound.
Yeah, but like there's always somebody's bedroom that's like VIP. See,
that's where the coats were.
My years at Edinburgh, there was one of our really good friends was the party person, and she would host these like crazy like wall to wall, every single room was packed parties. But if you knew her, like you could always go to her bedroom and just chill and cool off and not be in the mess.
Which is wild because you just reminded me. We were at Edinburgh at the same time during the era of just one or two parties. Right. I went to Edinburgh earlier Edinburgh days had black parties, and then there was like white parties, and like a couple black people that banged with some white people would go to those parties and they go in between. But yeah, there was definitely like a division. But later,
still is.
Is there?
Yeah.
I know later the parties got more diverse. They got more
because it's so rare. Like you said, there's a lot of ops,
and also there's
in
less.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, there's less black people. Like
Edinburgh's struggling in a lot of areas, but that's a different topic. But what I will say is that once I turned 21, I started drinking legally. Like I wasn't drinking before I was 21, so legally I started drinking. It was really bad. Wasn't my shining crowning achievement. It was not the best time. But what I will say is that I have learned that I know I can still have more fun with or without alcohol, and that was like a lesson that I got to learn.
Yeah.
But
swimming pools,
college bars aren't really that like. You might as well just stay at the house party, you know? Like you might as well just like.
I remember
especially
just
in
trying to
small town,
fit in.
you know?
Like, and when I was in college, like I wasn't used to that stuff, so I just wanted to fit in. And I would go to like these parties, and I'm like, I don't do this stuff. So like I'm trying to like I would try to get really good at beer pong because I didn't want to drink any beer. So I'm gonna make every shot because I don't want this. But like it's just.
Oh, you guys played
difficult.
where you had to drink the.
Yeah, see, it's not like that
That's
now.
disgusting.
It's not. We
But
played with
then
water,
you
'cause
had
the
to
balls
drink,
be
and I'm
falling
like,
all over
I'm
the
not
place.
drinking any of this. And I remember I was at a party with my brother when we both didn't drink, and we're like losing so bad. And I'm like, dude, we got to make a distraction. And like we like pretend that something happens upstairs, everybody runs upstairs, and we just make everybody forget so we didn't have to drink. Cause like I hate it. Like I hated it back then.
What were you, a psychic? Like,
Look, I was,
Right?
everybody
I was a
forget.
master. I was a master at getting out of things.
One of the things that I hated when I was underage at college was when everybody, like all the 21 and orders, like once it turned like 11:45, would go to the bar to make specials real quick before they ended at midnight, and then the party would be empty. But then when I turned 21, I was one of those 21 and orders, and I was always at the bar. Just because like the bar was consistent, and I was more into alcohol than I was into people at that time. So.
It was dope, and they had people that knew music. At least when I was like, there was a couple people who controlled music, and I mean they would just do it with an iPod, but it was still.
that was.
But that's the
I
real
have a
was
thing.
couple
still good.
selectors.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like at
If you
hotel.
if you don't, I mean, if you're like, that's the big thing is like that sets the tone. It's like, oh, you guys. I don't mesh with, like, we're at a party, and the thing that we could mesh about is what music is playing in the air right now. And it's like, if I don't like it, then it's like, this is not my kind of party. Like, I need to
Right.
be somewhere else. And like small college town, the bar music is always like just not great. It's like, what did they bring in here?
Yeah.
You know? So I guess my question for you, Ron, is like, well, how does like a bar scene compare to like a club scene? Because like I've been to a few clubs, but mostly bars, I guess.
You mean like now, today?
Yeah, like today.
Clubbing is more of an experience. Things are a little bit more expensive. The allure of it is that it's a little bit more upscale, or that it's just a different experience. In my experience, I like bars that have dance floors. I also like just regular underground feeling parties because most of the time I live here, and so there's not really too many special occasions for me in my book. So you'll catch me go out in Adidas sweats and feel fine. And I walk up to a club or somewhere downtown in Adidas sweats, they're not going to let me in.
You
but
can't get anywhere on the south side.
No.
We're talking.
But when you go to, Spirit or Brillo Box, Belvedere's, a lot of the places that have good music, better DJs than are at some of these clubs in Southside around here. And they're still just letting you in as you are.
Yeah.
And so I like that idea. And I think sometimes a lot of the parties, when I was going to Jimmy D's, it was very like heterocentric. And so like I like going to parties where everyone feels comfortable.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like Slobbers and Bangers is still a very heterocentric party. However, I've noticed like some of my friends who are in the LGBT community who they're comfortable coming and stuff.
Right.
I mean, obviously, we're not giving the same experience as a party for people in that community by people in that community.
Correct.
But I do like the feeling that people feel comfortable coming, being who they are, dancing, and then like getting home safely.
Yeah, that makes
You're
that makes a
definitely
lot of sense.
touching on like a serious issue in Pittsburgh, and like going out now, like it's so. I think we're at a disadvantage because ain't stuff really popping in Pittsburgh like in other places. But Southside is very cookie cutter. Like it's very
Yeah.
like you have to
You
fit
know what
this
you're gonna
one
get, you know?
image to get in without any trouble. And then once you're in, there's a set type of people who you know are gonna be there. If you don't fit into that image, you're gonna feel left out. You're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna feel welcome. But if you go out to other places and you find like these other places like Slappers and Bangers, I've been to Slappers and Bangers. I know that people from all different backgrounds show up and feel like I can let loose and I can have a good time and I can like there are places, but they're just not as popular as like, oh, let's all go to the Flats.
Yeah.
Well,
The Flats are racist, so like that's like
Jimmy D's. I'm not gonna shoot you because I'm wearing Jordans. Like, let me in.
they, like,
and I think you bring it up that the idea that like, well, I'm from the area, so the places I look for aren't experiences, you know, like there's like, I don't try to pass those barriers all the time because I live here, you know, it's like got to be sustainable. So Southside has gained like a popularity in Pittsburgh and the surrounding area. So you see people driving, you know, from, you know, an hour
Edinburgh,
to
driving
Edinburgh.
down.
They did it in Clarion too. It's like they go down to Southside. It's like, oh, you're looking for this experience because you're not from here. You know, you just want to do this thing, and oftentimes it is that type of person that you described that they're trying to get in there. And the dress code definitely is a huge factor there. Like it's strange to me, but I guess it makes
Every
sense.
frat boy in America would feel welcome on the South Side.
It makes sense for their business model. Like I don't knock them for trying to make money. Like I totally get it.
I've never even thought
If I
about
wanted to
that.
wear dress shoes every weekend, I would just go to weddings.
Yeah.
I think it's a better DJ probably.
Yeah. And maybe in a different
You
city.
do weddings, right, Ron?
I do weddings, yeah.
Just if y'all are looking for a wedding DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally, and here's my pride and joy. My joke for the longest time was I promised to play Future at your wedding. And I finally did my first black wedding last year. It was the couple that actually went to Edinburgh, and they were like, they're around my age too, a couple years younger than me. And so they were like, look, we want our reception to be like our college parties. So I was playing, and this is the first, and this realize, mind you, when we were younger, our parents' classics were stuff from the 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Our parents were like, 28 to 35 or whatever when we were younger. And so their classics were stuff from the 80s, early 90s. And so now our age is hitting our 30s, and our classics are Like a Pimp and
the whole thing, the whole discography has changed.
Yeah.
That shifted.
And so the classics. So now I'm at this wedding playing Like a Pimp, playing Wayne, Mrs. Officer, stuff like
Oh my God,
stuff like that from
That's cool.
10 plus years ago.
Right.
But now the people who were in high school or kids listening to that are getting married, and those are the classics that they want at their wedding. It's so great.
It's great. It's great.
Great. Yeah, it feels great.
Wedding music.
Yeah.
You like.
If you think I'm not gonna get married to, I like the way you do that right there. that's a song that I want to hear. That's that on that.
Yeah, it's a dope thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And that's where the money's at. The wedding DJ circuit. There's a lot of money flowing through there.
There is. It's wild to. You have to study it though, because there's a bit of expert. There's guys who pull up with laptops and just play music, and they charge you $1,000. And then there's people who like provide uplighting. They come with an MC. So like the DJ is the DJ, and then there's another dude with a really good radio voice sitting there like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the flower toss. And but sometimes those dudes are corny. It's just there's a lot more that goes into it than what I thought originally. Luckily, I had a really good friend who I worked with at BNY Mellon, and he allowed me to DJ his wedding. I did it for like $300, really cheap. But he like just gave me a chance to fail. You know,
and
on his wedding.
You gotta get through it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, yo. You're giving us the keys, the major keys. But this is a great place to stop. When we come back, we're gonna look back at it and bring a couple things to the kickback with our guests.
Dope.
All right, we are back. All right, for our final segment, we are about to look back at it, fellas. We've made it this far. What are your final thoughts on nightlife, on going out? Gabriel?
Well, It's always hard going first for these. Final thoughts on it. I think I'm still developing my opinion of it. I think there's a lot out there that I haven't explored, and I think that I want to see more. I would also like to try more things in Pittsburgh area, but also like what's it like in different cities and like what's going on out there, because
Better.
yeah, probably better because there's more people, but I'm still deciding how I feel about it. I might get back into it later on, but right now I think I'm just like, I'm like a once a month go out kind of person, maybe even less than that, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Javon?
Yeah, I'm still not gonna really be a nightlife guy. It's just not my thing. But much like what Arie Cole was saying, I think that there's just the atmosphere, like it's an event thing, and I think that right now Pittsburgh is kind of trying to figure it out. And like you said, there are a couple places where they're all inclusive and they want everybody to enjoy it. And I think that those are the places that are gonna bring it back, where it needs to be. I'm sorry, I don't think the South Side is where it's at right now. It
Facts.
leaves out too many people.
Facts.
And much like Gabe said, like when I travel to other places, the nightlife is just way different, because maybe part of it is because I'm not from there, but it's an experience. And they bring that culture in, and I just think that really Pittsburgh needs to get behind those people who are trying to bring that experience in. So like, Slappers and Bangers, it's all over Instagram. I see it everywhere. Like, go support it, because that's the all-inclusive thing, the fun atmosphere that's gonna get Pittsburgh's nightlife where it needs to be, in a safe and fun place.
Ron?
Yeah, I guess to his point, I guess I want to plug some DJs and some parties,
Please do.
because that way, just looking back at our conversation, I think the way to find the parties that you like in Pittsburgh is to find a DJ you like, follow them, support their work, and then find out who they're collaborating with, and then go to that person's parties. And before you know it, you'll see that these 5 DJs are scattered across the city at different events. And you're like, wow, there's 5 events tonight. I didn't even know about that. So, so I guess the DJs I want to plug: Suave Pav, DJ Bamboo, DJ Femi, Slim the DJ, DJ Solo Dolo, DJ Make It Nasty, DJ Aesthetics, my fellow Brillo Box homie, also DJ Shu. They do a party called Junction, where they go between anything from like Michael Jackson to Selection sort of songs and just all sorts of stuff. TJ Groover, RB. So yeah, there's JX4.
A bunch of our listeners are probably like, this is like, there's so much going on in Pittsburgh, and you never would have known.
And luckily this is recorded, so you can go back and hear these names,
right,
or you can just follow me at the Arie _Cole, ARIE _Cole, and I'm always plugging other people and plugging my stuff and collaborating with other DJs. So, just find somebody you like, follow them around. You'll find people that they collaborate that you like, and then you can follow all that, and you just, before you know it, Pittsburgh's popping.
You hear that, Pittsburgh? Support and push other people that are doing good things.
I think looking back at it, I used to be really good at the nightlife thing, but there's just a lot of things about it that are like problematic now. So I agree with Gabe, where I want to get back into it. Maybe I don't want to sleep my life away, because that's what I'm doing now.
Except you get up really early, but
yeah,
it's fine.
But on the weekends, like I sleep in and then I go to sleep early still, and it's just like, so. But there, like Ron said, there are things popping in Pittsburgh, and we needed to support more of these events because they're inclusive and they're progressive.
Oh yeah, and Selecta and Nate the Barber. Sorry,
You got one.
There's gonna be, man. Somebody's
you
gonna.
got it. Yeah,
somebody's gonna be like, "That's interesting that you didn't bring me up."
Yeah, one person's gonna hear this and be like, "Well, so why didn't you say?"
You've already named more DJs than I knew were in this.
We're gonna close the studio, and I'm just gonna unlock the door and walk in and just be like, "Oh yes," no one even here.
All right, so our fame section, guys. What on earth are you bringing to this here kickback today?
Ooh.
Javon, you can go first because Gabe has like an aversion to it or something. He's allergic to going first.
I'm actually great at it, but you guys hate everything I bring, so that's really the reality.
Bradley, what I'm bringing to the kickback, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many problems you got?
99.
No, this is not Jay-Z. Gabe, how many problems you got?
A lot.
That's right. 21 Savage.
How many problems you got?
But
A
do
lot.
I'm going to bring back 21 Savage. Man, the dude is all over the news. He was all over the Super Bowl. He was more exciting than the Super Bowl itself. It's crazy when you speak up against the hate and the crazy things that are going on in this world, how you quickly become a target. The dude got locked up by ICE for apparently being British, which is a surprise to everyone. But like, also, like he's been here for so long, and like you just bring this up now because he said something. Then the guy's arrested. Luckily, Jay-Z, a man of the people, the black people, helping him get out.
Black people.
Yeah, well, maybe one day we just gotta get his attention somehow. But then he gets out of jail and he gets locked up again.
What? What?
Yes.
What?
Got out of jail, did an interview about the whole arrest and everything, gets locked up again over a club promoters paid him and he didn't perform or something 4 years ago. And now he's in jail for that.
It's official. They're gunning for 21.
Obviously.
I think at first I heard the story and I was like, this is crazy. Of all the things
Right.
that could happen on the day of the Super Bowl, 21 Savage gets deported. Like, it's like, what is going on? And it's like, at first I was like, this is a fun, it's like a interesting story. So it's like,
I
people
thought it
made
was
fun
fake.
of it. People thought it was, kind of fake. They made fun of it on social media, but I like thought about it and I was like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
And, he, that's like completely out of nowhere. And it's like, I think he has a kid, right? Does he?
But he's like 24, 25 now. So,
Yeah.
Or he has a kid.
He has
I
a
thought you
kid,
said he is a kid. Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
a
some
kid.
kids, yeah.
And then he had, heard he had like one charge on his record that was like it was like
Expunged, yeah.
expunged. So it's like, of all that things that happened, it's like, whoa, it's crazy.
It was not a joke.
It was not a joke.
Demi Lovato learned that the hard way.
Demi Lovato had to delete her Twitter.
That's not funny either.
Because
but
sometimes there's jokes for us, and then like
that's what I said.
when black people joke amongst themselves on the internet, the world watches, and I think the wrong person said, "Hey, that's pretty funny,"
Yeah.
and we were like, "Actually, this joke is for us."
Yeah.
Like, we're joking about our family. Like you can't joke about.
I
our
know
family.
there are people
Yeah.
listening who are probably like, what are they talking about? There is like a sphere on Twitter. It's called Black Twitter, which is for black people. And Black Twitter took this joke and ran with it. And somebody from outside of Black Twitter, who Black Twitter does like, but, Demi Lovato stepped into a situation. She basically stepped into a trap. And
It was set up for the first outsider to say something was like, and she just got unlucky. Like,
The crazy thing is, like, one, it's not funny to be separated from your family and arrested. But also, the people that can make fun of those situations are the people who are in those, like, black people have been facing these kind of things for forever.
Yeah.
So
and
they're going to
humor
make
is how
fun
we
at
get
what,
through
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Also,
She went through something, not even long ago,
Yeah.
and everyone was there for her.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is not your time to, like, don't do that.
But also historically, like rap isn't very. We don't look at drug users as victims. Like there's a lot of rap. There's a lot of rap that's. I mean, until recently, it's mostly been about I'm the one who's selling. Those are the people who are on it. They're not really framed as victims. They're just framed as like junkies or whatever. And so when someone who did have an addiction, comes and says something, rap fans aren't always going to look at that person
And
as a
be
victim.
Like, oh, we should be easy.
Yeah.
We should go easy on this person because they were a victim of. No, they're like, oh, so here comes this addict who, you want it now.
Yeah.
You want to get this, and that's problematic.
Yeah.
Now we're sympathetic now,
Yeah.
because we lost Mac Miller and we lost other artists. But historically in the music, like the junkie's not Or the user's not. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it brings up, it raises a lot of the whole situation like raises a lot of like really weird questions about like what's okay to like comment on, like on social media especially, where it's like we're out in this sphere and it's like anyone could say anything, and it's like it's just brought up a lot of, I don't know, questions that I don't think anyone was ready to answer, and so you just have
We
like
just needed more information. That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabe, can you tell us what you're bringing to the kickback now? Is this okay to ask?
Okay, yeah. I mean, guys, like, we recorded the Valentine's Day episode, and I think we ended on a sad note. But someone else this week is feeling blue. It's Will Smith.
Back in.
I'm packing my stuff up.
I'm so mad right now.
Someone else is. Y'all, these corny. First, the comedy problems you
First
got.
of all, that one was good.
Man,
You messed it up.
The studio audience is
That
going
joke was
crazy.
bad. He wrote a whole backstory for
He
this
did.
joke.
Back in 1993.
Oh my gosh.
So the new Aladdin remake is coming out, and in the promotional materials, Will Smith was Will Smith. Now in the trailer, he is fully CGI blue. Guys, like, I mean, it's crazy. I don't like it.
lit.
I feel it's not lit. He's blue.
What do people?
I don't
What do they expect?
I don't like that the genie sounds like Hitch. That's the only thing I don't
yeah.
like.
Okay, I took a very highly participated in Instagram poll on my Instagram story. I'm an
That's
influencer. If you haven't heard,
Peer-reviewed study. This is now how
But-
science is done.
like people liked it. Like I think
No,
it's
I
'cause
like him,
people
yeah.
like
It's
Will
unique,
Smith.
yeah.
But I always thought that the concept of the genie being American
Yeah.
was weird.
Yeah. And
like the
and,
concept of a genie isn't an American concept.
Yeah.
You know, the lamp wasn't found on somebody's excursion to America, and then they brought it back to
yeah.
wherever.
I think that was
Aladdin takes
that was
place.
definitely Robin
Aladdin
Williams.
Also sounds,
That was definitely
has
like
always sounded American.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
is
Robin
that, like,
Williams'
I thought
influence
that
on the
it was
role.
always.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is that from Robin Williams, I always thought it was weird
Yeah.
that he's like this super American character. Like the other
Yeah.
characters are obviously voiced by Americans,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing with Mulan. All the characters are obviously
Yeah.
voiced by people who have like American voices,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but the genie, the dragon are these super
Yeah.
like American characters.
or
and
that
they're so,
the
like,
comic relief, the central character that everyone likes has to be American, right? Why couldn't that comic relief be a different culture? Be
Yeah.
the culture that the
Did you want the genie to be Michael Blackson? What is it?
No.
It's
Okay, it
not that
doesn't-
many.
It doesn't have to. Okay, that's not what I'm bringing. I'm bringing the fact that he's blue, man. That's it's not like
Look,
does he have to be blue?
There are two things I want to say. First of all, well, this isn't even one of the things. He always said he was going to be blue.
he did.
He did.
So I
He did.
don't
Yeah, I
know why
know what you're
people,
talking
like,
about. It's not
forgot
so-
that.
Yeah, but I wasn't
But two
ready.
things. One, let's not forget that people are in love with Robin Williams' character, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Robin Williams also played Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Correct.
So like, don't expect Will Smith to not be Will Smith. Like that's
That's
what
true.
the genie is.
All right.
But at the same time, what do you expect a live action blue person to look like? Like
I don't
you can
know.
only make a genie look cool if it's animated, and he's not.
I
like,
want him to look like a blue Casper the Friendly Ghost.
I thought he.
but that's not real. Like it would
Neither
look
is he.
animated.
Like
He's real enough. I mean, I think the muscles are fake, but it's
I'm
it
excited
has to look
see
somewhat
like
real.
the different constructs that he creates himself into.
Oh, you
like,
see if
how,
they do
like,
that or something
yeah.
like
I
that.
want to see how they do Jafar, because when Jafar turns in my
Oh, he
favorite,
does a thing. Yeah, he does.
because when Jafar turns into the genie, he was brolic,
Yeah.
and I want to see how
was
they
cool.
do that. Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Honestly, it's. Do we want? They said Jafar. America said Jafar is quote unquote a snack in the new up and coming
What
Aladdin.
is wrong with people? He's evil.
Well, because if you look
Yo,
at the old
Jafar's the
Aladdin,
dude.
Jafar was like that creepy tall man, and now
Yeah.
Jafar is like this young, handsome.
We love the evil
dude.
characters though.
Yeah, it's true.
We love the
People like
Joker.
it, yeah.
And
People
you
like
know,
that.
yeah.
Scar.
Scar, that's my guy. He's the only one to kill somebody.
Period.
I say just give it a chance. I think it could still be good.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Ron, what are you bringing to our kickback? Are you bringing something?
Yeah, I'll
coming
bring
to the
something.
kickback?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have like a pun or an opening.
Good.
But
Thank God.
I want to.
You can see how popular they are around here.
I want to bring the 2020 election to the kickback.
Wow.
Yeah.
And because
Stay woke.
we're in the beginning stages and people are like announcing that they're running, and I think people who have had run-ins with these people in smaller spheres, like if they were your senator or your governor or wherever, they have some opinions on them. But I think I just want to ask that we all are conscious of sexist reporting, especially since we have a lot of women running this time. I want us all to be conscious of racist reporting, but I also want us all to ask these people to be responsible for the decisions they've made in the past. And ultimately, I want us all to remember that we have to get Trump out of here.
Period.
So yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So
there will not be two terms.
I'm not one of those people that just urges everyone to blindly go out and vote. If you're voting against my interests, stay home. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I really would hope that just the like you said, the responsibility is there, and personally, I know a lot of people felt the same way after 2016. You're engaged now. You're like it. If you weren't awake to what's going on in the world, you are now. And so let's join together. The people that have been doing it for years, fighting this for years, are here. The people that just woke up in 2016 are here. So let's join together. And I think definitely not just blindly voting. Like, educate yourself. Like, research how you feel. Ask tough questions. And I think the big thing is, like, stand behind your opinions. If you're in a conversation with someone and they say something that is not only disagrees with you but represents danger to people you love, bring it up and say you shouldn't support that standpoint.
Correct.
All I have to say about this is, much like you said, Gabe, and I think we talked about in the past episode, go do your research. Like, find out who the candidates are.
Research.
Yes,
but
find out
again,
who the candidates are.
If you vote against my humanity, stay home.
But that's the thing. Like, find out who the candidates are and learn, and don't just like getting Trump out the office is important, but don't just vote for anyone just to get Trump out the office, because then you might vote for Trump too, and we're just back in the same thing. Like, do your research and do what you think is going to help America. Like, don't just blindly vote or whatever.
And I think what you guys are saying really just ties it all together. It's vote blue.
Shut up, Dave.
Oh my God. That was, oh my God. Stop, please.
So we're voting.
Please, stop.
That flew over my head for a second.
It did. I was like, did he just plug like democracy on here? But he really went for it.
He plugged Big Willie style.
Genie. That's deep. Listen,
This is my last episode.
Yeah, no, this is Gabe's last episode. That's a promise and a guarantee.
Bye, y'all.
Oh my God. Time to go. Here's the last thing I'll say, and then I'll talk about what I'm bringing to the kickback. People gave Barack a lot of crap. People gave Hillary a lot of crap, but they really paved the way for a new wave of presidential candidates to step up and really just feel comfortable running for president. And our candidate pool is looking pretty diverse. So I'm just excited for the up and coming presidential election, just to see like what happens. What are we about to get into? And hopefully not to see how racist people who I didn't know were racist are, but because that was the entire 2016 presidential election.
Don't worry,
like,
racism's out there now. So.
So now so we should know by now. Okay, good, got it. All right, off that, I'm bringing to the kickback the Champagne Poppy.
Drake.
He won a Grammy after pretty much going on a I hate the Grammys campaign trail. Showed up, looked amazing, won a Grammy, and then continued the campaign on the mic and his Grammy Award acceptance speech. And it got me thinking, wow, there are a couple people who like trashed the Grammys and then won Grammys. Like, there's Beyonce and Jay-Z. There's Eminem. These people who like destroyed the Grammys in their award-winning music and then won Grammys for that award-winning music.
Yeah, and it's funny considering like they will get a bump from winning that. Like their sales will go up. They'll make some money off that. And it's like, you say all this, but you still accepted the award, and you're still gonna make money off this.
All I'm gonna say, and as a rapper who one day hopes to win a Grammy, which I'm nowhere near, I heard Drake, and I do not disagree with anything Drake said.
Same.
However, I don't think it should have been Drake that said it.
Agreed.
To say, if fans are listening to your music, they're going out buying your tickets, buying your music, you've already won. 100% agree. Like, that's what you're doing music for. But it would have made so much more sense to come from like her or someone else who like it's their first time at the Grammys and they win and they're up there and they're like, really, the fact that y'all love me is like, I won. But for someone who's won Grammys and who's protested and said all this stuff, like at this point, I think you're just kind of trying to keep your name circulating.
Yeah. Like it's like an argument from a position of power.
And I'm not saying like he couldn't, but like I feel like it would have meant so much more to me coming from a newer artist.
I feel like the message that he gave would have been more influential if he didn't give it at the Grammys. Like if he would have won the award and then was like at his house and he was like, listen, that was all nice and fun, but like you guys didn't need to be there. You didn't need to go to the Grammys. You didn't need to win a Grammy for you to be like an influential, important music artist.
You want Drake to accept the Grammys at his house, like the NFL draft when they're just
whole,
like,
I then gave out Grammys on my Instagram. I can give two about where the Grammys go. Like he like.
He's in his closet, in the walk-in closet from Atlanta.
Like here's Drake, guys.
He's at like the strip club, like with a stripper client in his arms. He's like,
guys, I really want to talk about this.
I mean, I agree. I think it's something that should be said. Probably not at the Grammys, but even if it is said at the Grammys, by someone who has not won a bunch of Grammys.
The Grammys have just overall gotten trash. That's like the biggest issue.
What did you say? J-Lo's Motown presentation
canceled.
Okay.
It's canceled is what it was. It was just and Cardi B lip rapped. Is that a thing?
No.
Oh, it's because it's lip sync, not lip sing. Wow.
She did what she was supposed to do. Okay, she played the track in the background.
Yikes! If that's your level of like, that's where the bar is. Then it's low, man.
Milli Vanilli, they got awards.
They did. They didn't just lip sync though. They like. Catfished. They artist catfished. whatever the artist catfish, whatever that word is, that's what they did. They were the face of a whole different band who was working behind it. They were the Wizard of Oz.
They were the original Gorillas.
They were.
Like the live action.
Live action version.
Live action Gorillas. Oh my god.
I just want to say on the air right now, Grammys, I will always show up and accept your awards if you want to fill Drake's spot with me. We could just trade.
Why would they do that if they have Drake still showing?
He's not coming back next year.
You don't know that.
He's going when they say Drake wins, they just cut the commercial. He don't even get to talk now. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for kicking it with us.
Ron, thanks for coming in, man.
Arie Cole, thank you so much for chit-chatting with us and listening to Gabe's corny jokes.
I guess, Bradley, before we go, what can they do to find you, Ron? Like, how can they plug your stuff one more time? I'm
on Facebook. If you search Arie Cole, I'll spell my name for you. It's Arie Cole, Cole. So I'm on Facebook. It's Arie Cole. Instagram, my handle is @the, so that's TheArie _Cole. And and follow the Slappers and Bangers Instagram. Slappers and Bangers. It's @Slappers and Bangers.
Yep.
Yeah, go support.
Yeah.
Y'all want Pittsburgh to be lit?
Yeah.
Go support.
For sure.
We've kicked it. Now we're out. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.